Evening, friends. Hello. It is Thursday. It is time for us to create something fun, and I hope you're going to like tonight's project. If you're here on the replay, please hashtag replay. Let me know that you've been here, and I appreciate you hopping on. I am going to show you here in just a second what we are going to be working with, and trying to find ourselves on my iPad. My phone is backwards. I'm hoping my iPad comments are cooperating with me tonight. There was another update, so there is no telling what we will have. All right, this is going to be a steps project. And I've already prepped some, so it won't take so long. This is a galvanized piece. Oh, let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. This is a galvanized piece that I've already prepped. It came with a hanger like this on here. And all I did is I added a little bit of this Waverly wax on there. I added some Dixie Belle bonding bus so it would adhere a little bit better. And we're going to add a little bit of Mod Podge and some cinnamon to rust it up in a couple of places. Not all over, just in a couple of places. This sits inside of this frame. And we will create a insert that we can hang on our hook right here. So you can interchange this. And the back, it has a hook on the back right here. But it also comes with the easel. The backer board has that easel so you can stand it. So this is a fantastic piece. And we will work on the frame, but I wanted to go ahead and just add a little bit of extra work already in here so you won't have to see me paint and stain and do all the things. This is a piece of cardboard. It is corrugated on one side, so you can use this side and add a design to it. I painted, this was the smooth side. I painted it already with one coat of almandine. Excuse me. And we are going to paint another coat on here real quick. If you have hopped on, I do not see comments, so I'm sorry about that, but I am not seeing any comments yet. Let me see if I can get this to be visually a little bit better, hopefully, for you guys. I did send out a event, so I hope that you guys got notification. Okay, we're going to add a second coat. I'm just using a chip brush. And like I said, this is just a plain piece of cardboard that I cut to the size I want it. And mine I cut to the size of my napkin that we are going to add onto here. So nothing fancy, nothing special. I just wanted to use different materials. And my best part of this thing is it is interchangeable. You can put other inserts in there. So, like I said, it's got that little clip. As long as it fits in that clip, you can add things to it. And I do believe even a, what was it called? A thin canvas board will fit into that clip. So if you have a 8x10 canvas board, that will fit in there. I will check comments here in just a moment. I just wanted to get this finished painting. I think that's got that second coat pretty good. Hello, Wendy. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you, my friend? And like I said, if you are on here and I don't see your comment, I've got my phone turned around backwards. So I'm relying on my iPad for comments and I might not see them. So if I don't greet you, if I don't see your comment, I do apologize. Because it is hit and miss sometimes. Let's dry this real quick. Like I said, we will be working in stages. We will apply our stencils on fabric pieces. And this is a thin piece of cardboard. You can take a thicker piece of cardboard. I'm thinking this will work. It is corrugated on one side and it was flat on the other side. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm just going to set this to the side for right this second. Because we're going to work on this piece right here. I need some more room. My table it's a big table, but I seem like I run out of room all the time. I'm going to turn it in. All I did is I used the bonding boss to cover this from Dixie Belle. Then I used the antiquing wax or the brown wax from Waverly and added that on here. And all this is dry. And we're just going to add a little bit of Mod Podge and cinnamon to make just some rusty spots here and there. Hey Ginger, my friend, how are you? I've been thinking about you, my friend. How is things going? We're gonna have to figure out how we can get together one day, sometime, maybe in the fall or so. I'm gonna pour out some Mod Podge because I am not gonna put this everywhere. I'm just going to put it in a couple of sections. And I'm just going to use a regular brush. Even painting walls, I just had my neighbor paint some walls for me. My computer room slash, catch-all room, which was not a bad idea because now it is getting cleaned up. I'm just going to use regular household cinnamon. I don't even know where this came from. And I am just going to dump some cinnamon on here and just make a couple of more spots here and there. Like I said, this is going to be totally random. I just wanted a little bit like a rusty look. Like it has been around for a day or two. Got this bristle stuck to my finger. And I'm going to get a little bit more Mod Podge. I'm going to go around the edges a little bit more. Yeah, Ginger and I met at the crafting retreat from summer in end of March, beginning April. And we had a ball. It was absolutely amazing. I know this is a little messy, but I'm okay with that. Little mess has not hurt anybody, right? I should put this on this side so I can get to it easier. Yeah, we had a ball at that retreat. It was so much fun. I learned so much. But I miss everybody. I miss hanging out. We had such good connections and vibe. It was just amazing. And you can also put a little bit of coffee grounds on here if you like that grunginess. I do. I don't have any coffee grounds. I need to buy some. And now you're just gonna rub this in with your Mod Podge, and it will change the color and it will adhere it to your board. Yeah, we got our room and my room painted, and my shed that we had moved. Finally, it took forever to get that part done, to get it moved over. And our neighbor is a painter, so they sheetrocked and painted it. So that is done now, so I can start adding things back in and getting it all cleaned up. And I'll tell you what, that sheetrock mud, oh my word, that's a mess. That dust, whew. Still got a couple of cabinets to hang. It's just my husband is not able to do things anymore like he used to, and I am not good in painting anything besides crafting. So I asked our neighbors to do that, and they said, our neighbor and his son, and they said they would gladly do so. So we hired them to paint that and get that all set up, so now I can move things into my computer office / display room. And then maybe I can either hold classes in my room in there, or have to see if I can do classes in my shed. I just don't have electricity in there yet, so I have to see what our county regulations are. Hopefully I'll be able to use that as a workshop. We have to see, but I'm excited. You see how this is coming along, and like I said, if I would have coffee grounds, I would put them in here, and it would be even grungier. Now, if you don't like this look, don't do this. Leave the metal the way it is. Leave it galvanized. I like this look, so I'm okay with it being this color. But if you don't like this, and you don't have to do it, you can just paint it. If you want to paint it a certain color, you can leave it. There are so many things that you can do with this. I'm going to pick this up and put the cinnamon on here. Doesn't it look like rusty goodness? clean this up and dry this. Get the rest off in just a second. How is your weather where you are at? It has been cool. Don't want to say cold, but it's been cool. And be careful, metal gets hot, so don't burn your hands. It's getting ready to be back into the 80s, but we were like low 39 to low to mid 60s for the last few days. And our little Bristol, my granddaughter, had a bike-a-thon yesterday. And my husband had to sit in the car. It was so cold and so windy. That wind went right through you. This, well, I guess I could say thrifted it. It came in this frame. So this was sitting in here in the frame. It has a hanger on the back, and I got it off a marketplace. The lady had 3 of them. I got all 3. And this is the backer. It has the easel part. So you stick your metal piece in here, and then you put your easel part on this, and you can either hang it or you can stand it like a picture frame. That's what I liked about it. It was multi-purpose. Alright, we're just going to let this dry on its own. Like I said, this little clip works. So let's sit this over here for right now. Let's get the rest of cinnamon off of here. I'm going to lay this down that way. I know no cinnamon is going to get on here. This is our piece that is going to be in the clip that we are going to use. And this is the napkin we are going to use. And that one was in one of the packs that I got from the retreat. So this was in a 10-pack from the retreat. And I purposefully cut the cardboard a little bit bigger than the napkin. And my napkin is the scalloped. So we will put this on like this. I think I am going to keep it this way. I'm thinking which way I want to keep it. And I'm just going to fold it over. That way I got it where I want it. And I'm just going to I'll wipe this off first. That way I can reuse this brush. I'll get most of that cinnamon off. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Yes, I love that piece. When I saw that, I immediately messaged and asked if I could come and pick it up. Because that was, I had never seen one like it before. It was special. And normally you would use a light colored, what am I going to call it? A light color under your napkin because you want your napkin to shine through. But I want this to be aged, so I'm okay with it being dark. That's what I'm trying to say, dark. And if I have wrinkles, I'm okay with wrinkles too. Stuff like that does not throw me off kilter. You can pounce a lot out with your brush, but again, I want that aged look. So if it has wrinkles, I am okay. Part of this is going to be over the board, and I'll show you here in a moment what that is going to look like when we do the other side. And when we put it in our piece, I am going to put a little bit of wax over it after that is dry. Be careful with your napkin because it will rip if you pull it too hard. And we will get to the stenciling momentarily. I've got way too much on here, but that's okay. What is going to distribute? Well, we're going to need some for the top coat. Make sure you've got the edges really good. Be careful when you pounce. If your brush is wet or if your napkin is really thin, you can actually rip your napkin. Let's dry this real quick. And then we'll put our top coat on. I love the way this napkin looks. I love the colors in it, but I am going to make it probably a little bit more dingy looking. Sure we've got the edges really good. Again, if wrinkling occurs, I am not too concerned about the wrinkles. Let's get a little bit more Mod Podge on here, and we'll just add a little top coat. And if anything bubbles up, it normally lays back down after it dries. If you need anything from Essential Stencil, make sure that you use an ambassador code. Mine is WK21. You can also use my link. I've linked the one that I'm using tonight. It is sold out. Don't know if they're going to bring it back. But if there is anything that you guys want to see come back or that you missed out on, check back often because they do have restocks periodically, and you might be able to get what you've missed out on. Or you can put yourself on the wait list if there is something that you've been wanting to come back. And if there is enough interest, Essential Stencil will restock it, and they'll notify you. You'll be first to know that it is back in stock, and then you can grab it up. Little bit more. And you can also use my link. I try to put the links in when what I'm using or when there is something new going on. You just cannot use one ambassador's link and another ambassador's code. Only one ambassador will get credit for it. So just be aware of that. And the same if you go ahead with one link, go in and get your stuff together and then go back in and use another link or use another uh-oh. Please, please, please. Don't get stuck. That was not anticipated. Like I said, your napkin is very delicate. And we have a boo-boo. We're missing part of it, and this part folded over. We will make it work somehow or another. I promise we'll figure it out. Let's dry it so we won't happen again. Hey, Miss Donna, how are you? Are you getting warmer yet? Yeah, I don't like that. That just broke my heart. I don't have another one. That's the only one I had like this. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do right there. I'm going to have to figure out something. I might just have to cut that one out since it is in the middle. Just cut that one out. We are going to set this to the side for right now and let it cure while we work on the fabric pieces. I've got 3 pieces here. That is Osnaburg fabric from Hobby Lobby. And I tried to cut them the size of the stencil. Which is 6 by 6. Some might be a little bit bigger, some might be a little bit smaller, but that is the general idea. The stencil set that is currently out of stock is the Americana 6-pack, or America 6-pack. Some of you might have this already. And we are going to create 3 different ones to add in. I have to think which colors I said I wanted to do this. That's going to be gold. All right. This is the red I'm going to use, Heritage Brick. And we're going to use that one for Faith, Family, and Freedom. God Shed His Grace on Thee is going to get the Splendid Gold. Now, which blue should we use? The Stormy or the Navy Blue? Let me take the caps off. Really nice, good. I'm glad you are warming up. This is Stormy. And this is Navy Blue. And this is, it's going to go in the middle on here. But I will add a little bit of the wax on here to make it darker. So the Stormy or the Navy? Which one do you guys think? While you decide on that color, I am going to go ahead and do the other one in red. Because the my word, the thing is delayed. I know, isn't it a tough one? I was like, oh, I'm going to let them decide because I can't decide. They were both so pretty. Like, I don't know. I don't know which one. I am going to use a dome brush. Oh, everything is sticking to my fingers. When you load your dome brush, make sure you offload because this holds a ton of paint. And all of these are going to be just one color. And this would also be fun to do with pictures. Transfer pictures to your fabric. And then you can add that to your picture frame. And I'm going over it very lightly, holding it because I did not tape it down. I am swirling because these are small surfaces and they don't have very fine bridges, so I can use the swirling motion on here. Normally I don't on fabric because it sometimes moves my fabric underneath. So I am very cautious with the swirling. 2 coats is better than 1, so don't try to get it all colored in one swoop. It is easier if you use a couple of coats to intensify the color. Since this is rustic, if one letter is darker than the other, I'm okay with that because I want that look. When your paint is running out, you can push a little bit harder, but not too much, because then you can still have bleed. And you've seen me, if when I move this hand, I put this one down, move this one, reposition this one, and then lift this one up, because my hands are sticky from the Mod Podge, from the paint, and I don't want to accidentally move my stencil. Either blue leaning towards the navy. We can use the navy. Think about that song, In the Navy. Now we have faith, family, and freedom. I'm running out of places to put things. And there's this one. And that will look really good. I know this is not completely dry, but we're going to add it to the middle, and then we're going to add it to the board. All right, let's get the next one. Do that one, United We Stand. And I just ripped the fabric. That's all I did. This is navy blue from Decor. I'm just going to use my 3/4 inch brush. I normally don't use these big brushes. Again, I am holding it with my hand down since I did not tape. And I think this blue was a very good choice. And you can, if you want to, do the stripes in red and the stars in gold, the words in blue. You can do the words in gold, the stars in blue, and the stripes in red. So many options. You can design this. I just wanted to go with a simple all-in-one color. And that's why I just went with 3 different colors. You can use any patriotic design. Like I said, you can do pictures on fabric. You can do a vacation photo on fabric. You can do it on cardstock and add it. You can use a decoupage picture. There are so many different ways you can use this. This is just one idea. Oh, that's pretty. United we stand. And last but not least, I hear the little birds out there. We've got 4 new baby chicks. So excited. And this is Venetian gold. Yeah, that navy turned out really good. And I might not even have to. I'll let you guys decide on whether we need to darken that up a little bit, that napkin. It might be good just the way it is. And don't forget to wipe your sides off as well. And the reason why I chose gold for God, but also because white would not have shown up very well. So gold I thought was perfect for God. Red for faith, family, and freedom. You know, that's the heartbeat of America. So I chose red. I tell you all the time, my pieces have a story to tell, and that's what I want to convey. Most of the time, I choose colors based on something. So the heartbeat, the heart, the red for faith, family, and freedom. And then, of course, United we stand, the blue. For our old glory with the star field, since it had the stars on there. So that was my reasoning behind the different colors. And that gold will also pick up on that. There's like a little peachy color in there. And the gold will pick up on that peachy color in the napkin. And it will tie it together. And then I just need to know from you guys. Yes, my daughter has the chickens. She lives with us. And I honestly lost track. We got 2 roosters. I want to say we have probably 30 chickens. Or at least 20, and 5 ducks. We had 16 baby ducks, and she sold, no, we had 18 baby ducks. She sold 2 of them. She sold 12, gosh. And we kept 6. And 3 got gone. We thinking maybe an owl. We have an owl in the neighborhood that the owl came and got those. They got 2 on one night and then 1 on the other night. So now we have 3 of the little ones, ducks, and they were born in February. And then we have 2 of the older ducks. We had 4 older ducks. And actually 5. And something got the other 3. Not all in the same time. This happened over time. But something literally picked them up because there was no evidence of any kind. There was no feathers, no struggle, no any evidence. They just vanished, literally, like somebody came in the yard, picked them up and left. And again, less paint is more. Don't overdo it. And make sure your hands are clean when you pick up your fabric, because otherwise you transfer things onto the fabric. So here's our God shed his grace on thee. Let's see how this one looks, if it is dry. Need to dry just a little bit more. Yes, they are egg layers and they are meat chickens, because she eventually wants to hopefully try to sell the meat and sell live chickens, like the little babies. She's got a place at the market right now where she's selling eggs. I might have to end up cutting this beautiful little part off, which I don't want to. That has to dry a little bit more, but for right now, that's good enough. You guys think we should cut that off on the sides right here and just leave it like that and just have these two sides? Might be the best thing to do. Let me clean this off. Make sure that all of our I wanted to make sure that all the cinnamon was adhered. Let's put the frame together real quick. And should we add anything to the frame? Should we darken it up a little bit? Let me make sure I got that to the top, yes. Should we put a little bit of that almandine on the frame, or should we just leave the frame the way it is? And again, it has the hook and the stand, so that's what I love about it, and that's what it looks like now. So, let's see. I think I'm going to cut these two sides off. I just think that'd be best. Sad, but I think it will be better. Especially since that one side is already compromised. I'm just sanding this off and getting this edge off. It still has to dry. It is not completely dry because we put 2 coats of paint on here, and it is cardboard. Put a coat of Mod Podge underneath and a coat of Mod Podge on the top. So it needs to cure. It is not done curing. And see, now I don't have to worry about what to do with that little part right there. Since it broke anyway, I did not intend for it to break, but it did. So you just go with the flow. It's just a design change. It is not a catastrophe. You just got to go with it. Who all in here has that the stencil? Does any of you have that stencil already? And you're wondering how are we going to adhere this on here. The magic trick is glue dots. And I hope that they will work. And I hope it's not going to be one of those where it's not going to work for me. Okay, they're sticking to everything but what I want it to stick to. Oh no. I'm telling you, today is not my creative day. I'm telling you, they're sticking to everything, but not to what I want it to stick to. I chose the glue dots because they're removable. Well, good gosh gracious. I'll worry about that glue dot later. I'm telling you, this is one of those things. All my good intentions are not working out. You've never had one of those crafty days, have you? I'm making it look much harder than it is, people. Trust me, it is not that difficult. This is what it looks like when it sticks, actually, and you can stand it up or you can hang it. Now, question is, should we do something to the side of the frame? So then we can take this off, and then we can add this one. And then we can take this one off. And add this one. And of course, I don't know right now whether they are in the middle or not. I am just putting these on here. And see, it does not fall off because the glue dots are holding it. So, should we do a little bit of cream color around the edges to blend it in with our cream? I'm going to stick this back on here so these glue dots won't stick on each other. What do you guys think? Should we add a little bit of cream color to the frame to make it blend in with the background? And should we add a little bit of antiquing wax to our napkin? Yeah, that is called glue dots. I got these from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. Walmart used to have them as well. That's what I was thinking. I was going to do a little white, or a little bit of the cream color around the edges. To distress it a little bit. And if you don't like it, you can always paint over it. I'm just catching the edges right here. And this is the almond dye that we've used earlier. So now we lighten that up a little bit, and it just makes it already look completely different. Little shabby chic, little rustic. Chippy, that's what I meant, not shabby chic, chippy. So, should we tone this down a little bit? Should we add a little bit of the wax? Yeah, I love it with that white on there too. Should we leave it, or should we add a little bit of the wax on here and darken that up a little bit? I don't have any more on my brush. I would try it. And a lot of love, absolutely. But this hook will hold one of the big 8x10 frames. That's not in the middle. This is not in the middle, so it'll look wonky. But is that just not cool to be able to exchange that out? And you could take this completely out and hang something completely different in it whenever you're ready to. And you have all the different options. I'm just going to lay them on top of each other. They're just completely different looking. And see, this one picks up on that little bit of orangey peachy color. See, that's what I was thinking, that it needed a little wax on there. Just a little, not much. Let's just do it, ladies. Let's just do it. And then this is our grungy goodness that you can hang something else on. And when these dots are not sticky no more, just add some more. I am not going to use that much on here. I just dipped it in and got some out. And we are going to wipe it back. And I've got a lot right there. I'm going to take a wipe here in just a minute and wipe over it and get that off. If it's too dark for you in certain spots, all you got to do is take a wipe. I use Clorox wipes and just pull back a little bit. And the reason why we can do this is because we've got a napkin under there. I mean, we sealed the napkin with the Mod Podge. And that's why we can pull back. What do you think? I think that is just enough on here to make it look right. Hey, Miss Sherry. All right, let's put this back in. And showcase this baby one last time. And I know I went over, but some projects just take more time than others. And you can even add a little bit on the pieces themselves, but look how different that looks now. That looks better now than it was when it was really bright colored. This is the perfect match. Like I said, if you want to, I'm just going to show you a little bit. You can add a little bit like on the edges, like it got, like it's a little bit aged. Because if we have everything else aged, we cannot leave this brand new looking. You see how that looks a little bit aged now? And then here's the other ones. One more time. I appreciate you guys hopping on. Let's read our blessing box real quick before we leave. It is Psalms 37:4. And it says, take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Believe, achieve, succeed. Put that on your mirror. Believe, achieve, succeed. Psalm 37:4. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. This is perfect. Just perfect. God's timing is always perfect. One more time. United we stand. I hope you have a blessed evening. God shed his grace on thee. And then, of course, faith, family, and freedom. Thank you so much for hopping on. You are so welcome. I appreciate you hopping on. And now it all looks good together. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed evening. Remember, Tammy, I think Tammy is on tonight. If not, somebody will be substituting for her. I know she had to miss one Thursday. She had an engagement already, but I can't remember if it's this week or it's next week. So hop over to Essential Stencil, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and hop over there. Appreciate you guys. Have a blessed evening. I'm going to turn you down so that I can turn this off. And you guys will see something pretty.